What's up, everybody? Good morning. It's Monday. I'll be super excited here for football to get started. Every Monday will be a nice recap of everything that happened, gambling wise, bets, sports, all kinds of stuff on Monday. It'll be my favorite show, but this Monday is a little bit of a downer for me just because it was a terrible weekend, and I don't know. I just frankly feel disingenuous carrying on about the Orioles this morning or the Ravens or previewing anything NFL wise. I have tomorrow and Wednesday to do that, and Thursday, frankly, as we lead up to the Ravens game. I'm excited about the Ravens and the Orioles, but it was such a bad weekend for me that even if the podcast is only a few minutes long today, I felt like I owe it to you guys to say, all right, where am I at? What the heck happened? Because when you lose 0-5, you have another bad week. Even though my overall record's 39-40, it's too volatile. It's too much like yeah, it's up, down, it's up, down. There's no rhyme or reason to the bets I'm winning versus the bets I'm losing, meaning I'm not consistent. And if you're not consistent, it's a terrible feeling. Number one, and number two, you got to be honest. Like maybe you're not good at betting on the Padres each and every day, and that's been my takeaway. Because as much as I want to focus on one team, I think the lesson is I'm not focusing on the other team until they play in that series, and it's like playing catch up, not having a firm opinion on the Rays or the Cardinals or the Marlins or the Pirates or whoever the Padres are playing is causing it's like you either have to be all in or you don't. And if I'm not going to put the time and energy to knowing as much as I possibly need to, then I'm still in the same boat of the 50-50. And that's basically how the game played out yesterday is the 50-50 bets. And when you're on the wrong side of it eventually, and that's how I feel. I'm like, man, I'm just done with the Padres, just done with it. And that's what I wanted this podcast. It's like betting on the Padres each and every day, especially during football season right now. I I'd rather not do it. I'd rather just take the loss, say, hey, this was an experiment. Started with the Orioles, started with the Padres, new company, trying to, you know, figure out if I can have an edge betting on baseball every day. Do I enjoy betting on baseball every day? I feel like I've given it enough of a shot where I truthfully don't enjoy it as much as I should for as much time as I'm spending on it. And so yeah, I'm just gonna let it go. Just gonna let it go. I apologize, frankly, if anybody followed any bets specifically, whether it was yesterday or in general. I certainly tried my best, but I'm gonna focus. I have a what's the right way of saying it? I want to be held accountable for everything, obviously, but my NFL record is going to dictate whether or not I would subscribe to this company. Like if I'm you guys, I'm listening. It's like, all right, I need to hear some good content. I like listening, or I like your opinion on certain things. But if you're not going to win more than you lose, then it's kind of a black and white business. So as I go in the NFL season, and I know I'm going to be giving out a play on every single game on Sunday. I'll be ranking my plays as far as what plays I like the most. That's what I need to be held accountable for. So I'm going to put my energy towards that. I'm sorry that my baseball record was what it was. I certainly appreciate, you know, I guess people understanding. Frankly, I don't get. It's been nice. I haven't gotten any hate mail since the company, evolved. We'll say that or changed, whatever words we want to use. But it's really been nice. People have stayed on board, have been very respectful, very appreciative. I'm very appreciative of that. So anyway, it's time to move on. It is what it is. And with that being said, moving on doesn't mean betting college football each weekend because I, that's man, it's if you're not going to spend enough time to fully understand what's going on with these rosters, you're just kind of guessing. I love talking to Jack and J Mart about college football. They're extremely knowledgeable. And that was the lesson as Wyoming got their ass kicked. I don't know enough. And so I just got to let it go. Wyoming gets their ass kicked. That doesn't make me feel good. Jack and J Mart basically go 500. I think Jack was one game over this weekend or overall, I think he was two games over this, whatever he was. But point is, they're studying it, they're spending time. That's why I brought him on board. I didn't do enough with Wyoming, Arizona State, excuse me. I don't know. It just wasn't like a sign. You lose a game like that, and I'm like, all right, all my energy is going towards the NFL, and yeah, that's what I wanted this podcast. Excuse me, I feel like I lost my voice here over the weekend. But sorry, I didn't want to. I don't want to run away from anything. So if I lose, I lose, even if it's not the amount of money, because that's the God's honest truth. Is the money is not what bothered me this weekend. What bothered me is I wanted to be able to say I can win at a high rate following one baseball team, and now I am coming to grips with. I don't feel like I'm confident enough to do it. So yeah, losing the money is not great, but overall, I haven't lost more than a couple $100 on the Orioles and the Padres since this whole thing started. I was up for a significant amount of time with the Orioles. That obviously went down. Then I started off up with the Padres, gave it all back over the past couple of weeks. So it's just a sign for me to move on. But financially, money wise, just not that anybody was asking or really cares, but if you're listening, they should care somewhat. I'll bet significant money on the NFL future bets if I want to bet during the NFL season. I'm still weighing exactly how much I should bet, but if I bet, I'm betting at least $500 on a game. Um, I'll bet sometimes closer to a couple thousand. Part of me is wanting to stay away from it. I really haven't fully decided. This weekend sucked, and I now decide I'm not betting the Padres, but I haven't decided if I want to bet significant money each week on the NFL. I'm in a contest where it's a few $100 for the year, where I pick every game against the spread. So I have that. And I just feel more confident when we get to the playoffs because I'm running a business. I have a lot going on, and I don't want to be in a position where I'm chasing. And I have a feeling that I'm still too emotional during the week. That man, am I gonna not want to do the podcast if I lose a couple $1,000s the night before? And that's just me being honest. I want to focus on growing the business, and from a gambling perspective, I can offer opinions and frankly, hopefully point people in the right direction. And then if I love a game, I can bet it. That's as I'm saying it out loud. That's probably what will happen during the season. I'll limit myself to if I absolutely love a game, I'll bet at least 500 to a couple thousand on it. I'll share it with you guys. But everything else will just be towards my contest. And that's my healthy way of doing it. And then when the playoffs roll around, I will bet 10, 15, $20,000 on a game if I absolutely love it. Like that's how I like to do it. That's what's worked for me. I was talking about it yesterday. I'm a net loser in gambling outside of the NFL playoffs and Super Bowl. Like I'm pretty confident in saying that. And then I turn into a huge winner because of a couple really big bets. It's what's worked for me. So that's my way of doing it. And yeah, anyway, thanks for the therapy session as I work my way through being done with the Padres. I appreciate anybody that's listening. I'm happy to really transition tomorrow. Ton to talk about with the Orioles and the Ravens and start previewing this week. But I wanted to get that out of the way. I didn't want to write some long blob this morning on the channel. Wanted to use my own words here and just get it out. So I do apologize if anybody followed any of those bets and ended up on the wrong side of it, especially yesterday. Um, yeah, it is what it is. But I'm ready to move forward. So sorry for the downer podcast, but I'd rather be honest than anything else. I shall see you guys in the morning. And yeah, good luck today. Hopefully the Orioles get first place. At least they should get it by the end of the series. So, all right, see you guys tomorrow.